Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this game of Flames of War. Now, in anticipation for the Ghost Panzers and Red Banner books, I'm actually going back to the first book, the book that started it all. Berlin, 3rd edition. Now, the sharp-minded of you can probably find out that this obviously isn't a Flames of War table, it's actually a Warhammer 40k table. So this is a dystopian future where the Third Reich has fallen into the worship of the god Emperor. And as you can see, there's a lot of Warhammer 40k buildings, but this is supposed to represent larger apartment blocks, cathedrals, and whatnot. Larger buildings. And they will be treated as just terrain, simply because they're ridiculously large, and they will provide cover for anyone standing near it. And any armor that tries to pass through them will have to take a difficult terrain test. And we do have a district where we have a lot of, typical civilian buildings, and a industrial district right behind it. We also have a little bit of manufacturing parts that would just have to be a old factory. Now, having a look at the armies, the Soviet Guards have 2 companies, or 2 platoons, how we want to see it, of 9 rifle MG teams. We have a company commander to the right and his second in command to the left. Behind them we got 4 T-34-85s, the 44 edition. Same thing with the 3 IS-2s, they are also the OBR-44. We also have 4 OT-34-76s, so those are the flamethrower variant of the T-34. Now to have a look at the German forces, they are a mixed company of SS and Heer. We got the company commander to the right and the second commander to the left, with a Panzerstrike team, who are SS, fearless veterans. To the right side of them we have Sturmtruppen, that is SS Panzer Grenadiers with assault rifles and Panzerfaust. Continuing with the SS units, behind them we have a King Tiger, with the Crackshot Tiger A skill. Yes, being a massive fuck off to the IS-2s, so I kinda had to bring some sort of weapon that could bring them down. On his left side we have 4 Panzer IVs, being confident veterans. Same thing goes for the Panzer Grenadiers underneath them, and they have 6 rifle and G teams. And they also have Panzerfaust. Now, rolling off for the deployment. I've got the black dice, the Soviet player has a red dice, and as you can see, we fucked that up right from the get-go. Rerolling it, I still fuck it up, and the Soviet player doesn't. Now to have a look at the deployment. The Soviets did win a roll-off, however the Germans finished it first, so technically they'll get a +1 with roll for the first turn. As you can see, we're deploying 12 inches from the center of the table using the short table edges. Now to have a look at the Soviet deployment in and of itself. We have one objective here being marked as an IS-2, or well, a ruin of an IS-2, another one in between those 2 buildings. And speaking of those 2 buildings, we have a rifle company behind it, and we have the company commander sitting in the red building, followed by T-34-85s to dominate the main street, supported by the IS-2s on the left flank, and the flamethrower T-34s in front of a rifle company, followed by the second in command. As for the German deployment, we have a Sturmgeschütz, and another one over there acting as objective markers. They are kind of close, but they're actually far enough apart. Taking one of the objectives, we have a rifle MG platoon, being the Heer units trying to take the massive charge from one of the rifle MG companies on the other side. We got the company commander and a Panzerstrike holding another objective by the gas station, supported by a King Tiger. We got the SS Panzer Grenadiers ready to take the small city in front of them with their assault rifles. And on the far left, I have no fucking clue what I was thinking of putting there, but that's second in command. I think the main street, the village to the left, and the building to the right will be the important points here. Now rolling up for turn 1, I have the black dice, the Soviet player has the red dice. Even though I have +1 to my roll since I deployed first, that's not gonna cut it. Soviet turn 1. Soviet turn 1 was rather uneventful. We really only can move up all of the units in a straight line. The infantry is rushing in to take the village, supported by the T-34-85s. The IS-2s are dominating the main street, and the infantry on the left flank is moving up through the buildings and the wreckages. Flamethrower tanks are supporting the attack, whilst the commanders are staying in the back. The German turn 1 wasn't all that eventful either. The second in command moved a little bit behind the church just to get out of the firing range. The SS Panzer Grenadiers moved into these 2 buildings in order to get, ready for the infantry attack. The King Tiger, on the other hand, took a shot at the IS-2s, hitting one shell, and it only really bailed out the IS-2 to the left over there. The infantry moved up to take a better fire position covering the street there. The Panzer Force also moved up and one got bogged down in the terrain. 2 of them took a shot at the T-34s, but they both bounced. Moving into Soviet turn 2, the infantry on the right side moved into those buildings, so the ones who could come into range with the SS Panzer Grenadiers took a shot, however they failed to kill anything. And the T-34 Chaos in the middle there kind of got itself fucked up. The IS-2 took a shot at the white building, however the infantry save was made. The T-34 85s in the middle there took a shot at the Panzer Force, however missed. Now, the flamethrower T-34s just abandoned the mission on that side and tried to move in, probably to attack my Panzer Grenadiers. However, this is costing him a lot of time, since he kind of has to deal with this, well, basically traffic jam. The infantry on the left flank is just moving up. But that's going to cause him a lot of problems in the end. Moving into the second German turn here. The Panzer Grenadiers moved out of those buildings and into that one to get into a fighting position against the Soviet infantry. I didn't actually manage to kill anyone with the assault rifles, but it did get a pin, so I guess that's something. 2 of the T-34s got killed by my King Tiger for the high crime of standing in the way of my actual targets, which is kind of annoying. I had to waste a pretty good cannon on small targets, but fuck it. The Panzer IV still didn't manage to unbog. However, the other Panzer IVs took a shot at the OT-34s, killing one of them. Soviet turn 3. The infantry moved into these buildings a little bit more, firing on the Panzer Grenadiers, however failing to kill anyone or do anything of any effect. The IS-2s moved up and not really having a viable target since they can't penetrate the King Tiger's frontal hull, just moved up and didn't shoot anything. The OT-34s were out of range to use a flamethrower, so they shot their main cannon and missed 2 shots. The T-34 85s, however, killed one of the Panzer IVs, whilst the infantry on the left flank kept advancing against the objective. As of right now, we are closing into a critical moment, but we're not quite there yet. German turn 3. The Panzer Grenadiers moved into these 2 buildings, opening fire on the infantry, and what a shocker, they didn't kill anyone, but it did pin them down again. And one of the IS-2s got killed, another one was bailed out thanks to the fire from the King Tiger. However, the 2 T-34s that are remaining of the 85s got bailed out by the Panzer IVs that managed to unbog and move up to a line. The Soviet 4th turn saw a critical turn of events in the village. The infantry took a shot at the Panzer Grenadiers, killing one of the teams. However, the flamethrowers opened up and killed another 4 of them. So now we're down to 2 teams over there, which is kind of horrendous, seeing as they cost a lot of points. The IS-2s killed one of the Panzer IVs, and the remaining of the T-34 85s failed their morale check and fucked off. The infantry on the left side shot at the Panzer Grenadiers and did nothing. Moving into the 4th turn, my Panzer Grenadiers failed completely, which is incredibly annoying. They didn't really cause any damage, but lay in a little bit. Had to reroute his tanks, but that's 330 points out the goddamn window. However, the IS-2s finally got killed to the last one by 2 very well placed shots from the King Tiger, whilst my Panzer IVs moved up and shot their machine guns at the infantry, killing 1 team. My infantry also opened fire on their shock rifle troops over there and killed 2 more. So right now I am numerically inferior to the enemy, however I've managed to break most of their tanks. And also my second command just kept running to his King Tiger buddy. Rolling into Soviet turn 5, the infantry on this side opened fire upon the Panzer Grenadiers, killing 2 teams. However, made a ill-fated decision to attempt to charge into close combat when you get 2 tanks with machine guns and rifle and jeep platoons who are not pinned. And they ended up losing 5 teams in the assault, obviously failing it, and they are now pinned. This infantry on this right flank, on the other hand, just moved up to sweep through and take the last objective. As well as his OT-34s are now moving up, probably to flank my company commander and the King Tiger, since he has a optimal range to take that objective. German turn 5, my Panzer Grenadiers opened fire upon his infantry and then charging into close combat, finishing them off entirely, whilst my second command is moving closer to the objective on the right side, as you can see there. My King Tiger and the remaining Panzer IVs moved up and opened fire upon the OT-34s, finishing them off as well. So right now he really only has 1 company remaining. Although that could still prove to be a problem since I don't really have a lot of units left. Soviet turn 6, the infantry company over there charged into close combat like the madmen that they are, and managed to bail out one of the Panzer IVs, however losing 1 team. He also did make his battalion command check, which is kind of impressive when we have 1 company left in the fight. As of German turn 6, the Soviet player actually surrendered. The King Tiger, the infantry, and the remaining pass forward that isn't still bailed out open fire with their machine guns at the infantry, bringing them down to 2 teams. At this point, the Soviet player surrenders, seeing as he has technically 4 viable teams left, which is just plain ridiculous. I could just waltz up and take the last objectives if I so wished. And that is a German victory, even though we have the exact same amount of objectives at the moment. Now, to have a look at the tactics and just my thoughts on the game itself. I think both the Soviet player and I did make at least one similar. The Soviet player decided to take all 3 lanes of attack, that being the right flank, central lane, and left flank at the same time. Which ended up in him just spreading way too thin. His infantry on the left side tried to attack out in proper support, which ended up in him just crashing into a brick wall, really. He had to deal with the Panzer Force, the Grenadiers, with a single rifle company, which obviously didn't work out very well. I think something that would have served me a lot better is just trying to avoid the central lane, really, because I could just dominate that with a King Tiger without any problems. Start off the game with a flamethrower T-34 Force on the right flank, ready to storm through the village, seeing as they would probably make a lot more damage there, really. And the T-34 85s would probably make themselves a lot more useful on the left flank, where they had faced down the Panzer Force, supporting his left infantry company. And as it comes to the IS-2s, I would definitely dedicate them either to deal with the Panzer Force, as the Panzer Force would have a very, very difficult time dealing with the front arm of 11. And the King Tiger, well, he has to be outflanked. That's really the only way to kill the King Tiger. He is a steel beast. Improving the placement of his tanks will also help him avoid the ill-fated decision to just switch the sides, because if you have to pass through the central lane, you're gonna come under fire, since you can't really force through like a company of T-34s in a simple enough manner, a quick enough manner to be out of range of my Panzer Force and the King Tiger. I think he lost a lot of his assault power through that rather stupid maneuver, to be honest. And I think my main mistake was sending the SS Panzer Grenadiers off alone to defend the entire village. I should have figured out that that would probably end in a complete disaster. I should at least support them with the King Tiger, but that wouldn't leave the King Tiger vulnerable. Or I should just not have taken the village. That would probably be the better call of those two, since they kind of got butchered to the last man without causing any real problems, more than just delaying him a little bit. With that said, thank you for watching, and drop any comments or thoughts in the comment section. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and stick around for more dumb shit like this. Have a good one.